because I'll share a nice plot with you, and I want to show you this thing. Do you? So this is balls per wicket divided by length in line in England for right arm pacers.
Yep.
So you see this 4 to 6 meter length is the lethal length.
Yep.
And slightly shorter is a defensive length.
That 19.7, 4 to 5 meters just outside off stump. Phenomenal.
Right, that's the driving length, right? But it's a little far away from the bat, so it gets you to drive and get caught out, I think. Yeah. So my impression of the Indian bowlers in New Zealand last year was that they were a bit shorter than needed, and they couldn't find that right length. What did you think about them? And what do you think in general about the pace battery that India have? Because if they don't find this full length, I don't think they'll be effective. It's like similar conditions. So
yeah, it's an interesting question. My take on India's bowlers is they were often bowling a little too fast. In New Zealand, you need to, unless you're going to, you've got to bowl into the pitch a little bit. If you're going to pitch it up, you have to get your speed right so that the ball swings. You don't want it to swing out of the hand. You don't want it to swing too soon, and you don't want it to swing too late. And a lot of what India were doing, you're watching the ball swinging after it went past the edge. It was then swinging and causing all sorts of grief for the keeper. But there's no point in getting to swing after it goes past the batsman. And what my experience is, and I was never a great cricketer, but that when the ball's swinging as it goes after it passes the bat, it means the bowlers are bowling too fast. They need to slow it back a bit. And if it's swinging out of the hand, like when they let go of it, then they're bowling a little bit too slowly. You got to speed up a little bit so that it swings a little bit further down, or change your grip slightly. And so there's a whole lot of technical things for the technique that the Indian bowlers have. They were bowling a little bit too fast for the conditions, was my impression. If they had have held their pace back by about 5 kilometers an hour, which is not very much, they would have started to see the ball swinging just before it got to the batsman rather than just after it got past them. So that was my impression, was one of the biggest issues. And I think it'll be interesting in England, where actually bowling that slightly faster possibly is going to mean that it will, because of the Duke's ball does swing out of the hand, bowling slightly faster means that it will swing just before it gets to the batsman. It may well be the way that they're approached it in England, the approach they had in New Zealand may well work better in England.
That's fascinating. I've never heard this before, although I know that swing depends on the speed, right? But no one talks about this aspect of it.